Everybody, welcome to the Pile Driver Podcast. Yes, I am the hype man, Bruce Hoos Jr. They're here with
the Maniac Max Payne. Welcome to the Pile Driver Podcast.
And yours truly, the Golden Knight MGG.
And tonight we're going to be talking about AEW's new start, AEW Dynamite. But before we begin, Michael, you got something you got off your chest?
Yes, before we start tonight, us at the Pile Driver Podcast wanted to give our best wishes to the Buffalo Bills and Damar Hamlin. Unfortunately, during the Cincinnati Bengals Buffalo Bills game a couple days ago, safety Damar Hamlin tackled someone and T. Higgins, and unfortunately he got back up and then fainted during the process. And unfortunately, there is updates, but unfortunately, he does have a collapsed lung, and he was in critical condition. I don't know. We don't have any answers to that. We're not sure, but we do want to send our wishes to Damar's family and the Buffalo Bills organization.
Well said, Michael.
Yeah. All right.
With that being said, let's get started into tonight's topics. First of all, the new intro, the new pyro, and the new stage design for AEW Dynamite. I mean, wow. What do you takes on this?
Yeah.
I gotta say, it's awesome. I love the stage. I love it all. And sorry, we are on topic because has something to do with AEW. I have totally forgot to say something else. We also do send our wishes to Dustin Runnels.
Dustin Rhodes.
Rhodes. Dustin Rhodes. My apologies.
Real name.
Wishes to family with Dustin Rhodes. Unfortunately, his mother passed away this morning.
Yes.
As well. So sorry, Bruce. Yeah, but yes.
Yeah. Sending well wishes to the whole entire Rhodes family.
Yes.
But with AEW tonight, with the new stage, the lighting, everything about it, I got to tell you, I'm a fan of it. I think it's fresh. It's a new look. I do think eventually the time's going to come around where, see, here's the thing. I was a big fan of the tunnel stage with the two tunnels. So, I mean, tonight it was really cool, the new stage, but I think, as much as I like it, I don't know if I like it as much as the previous stage they had before, but
yeah, totally.
I like it. It's given me like 2017 SmackDown vibes is kind of how I see it.
Yeah.
As for that, that's how the stage looks. But I mean, new look, new stage. I think that they got a new logo up there too. So
yeah,
updated. Yeah. I mean, I'm a fan personally.
I did like the tunnel stage too. Me personally, it gave me old TNA vibes with the tunnels. But the new stage doesn't look all that bad. And I just wish they wouldn't use all LED boards. I really wish they could have gone for something a little more creative, because that honestly feels like a stage that you would use for like a 4th of July episode, like Beach Break.
Yeah. Well, and then the other thing too is that's the reason why I said I think I'm really gonna miss the tunnel stage, because while it had its lighting, the LED sets, I get that's the route they're going with. That's what WWE does. It's so bright that it can be distracting sometimes, in my opinion. It was cool, but yeah, like I said, if they and I've said this with WWE too, but if they could just tone down the LED a little bit. I mean, you can have LED boards and stuff, but it's just having everything, the whole stage like that, it gets to be a bit much in my opinion. But it is what it is, and it's still a neat design.
There seemed to be a lot more pyrotechnics and fire going into the beginning of the show, because it usually lasts like 10 to 15 seconds. This one seemed like it lasted like 20 seconds.
They dubbed the episode as the new era of AEW at the beginning of the night.
And let me tell you, it really did start out that way with our first matchup that we're going to be talking about with absolute Ricky Starks and the Ocho, the Wizard Chris Jericho. Oh, what a hell of a match those two put on for their first time encounter too.
So okay, so you said it right there. I wasn't sure. This was their first encounter then.
Yes, this was indeed their first encounter.
Man, I'll tell you, going into that matchup, I mean, it was paced pretty perfectly. Had a nice intro, but I mean, here's for me the way I saw it. The match started in the beginning and in the middle of the match. Very good match. But man, when it really got picked up there in the middle, it picked up, and and I'll tell you, that building was rocking too. The crowd in Seattle tonight, they were into it. I mean, the whole night they were an electric crowd out there. So it was definitely, I mean, that added to the match. But yeah, I mean, Jericho and Starks out there, they just they put on a hell of a match out there.
And the build was perfect too. I mean, in the week after, actually, no, that was 2 weeks ago. My bad. 2 weeks ago. Oh, when they had their promo battle against each other, where Jericho attempted to recruit Ricky Starks into the JAS, which I'm really glad he didn't accept because I'm a fan of Chris Jericho. I just don't like the whole sports entertainment gimmick because that's not what AEW is. If you want to be a sports entertainer, you go back to WWE. That's all I'm saying right now.
Or is that Kingston would say? Or as Eddie Kingston would say, go down the block.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a match, and when he had Ricky Starks in the walls of Jericho there, and I don't know, I can't remember if it was Matt Menard or the other guy, one of those two, got the baseball bat and hit Ricky Starks, knocked him off from hanging onto the rope, and yeah, the Aubrey Edwards, the ref, did the 1, the 2, but man, Ricky was still in it, and I think I was watching that, and as soon as I saw the baseball bat to the face of Ricky Starks, in my mind, because when you watch wrestling as long as we do, I don't know about you guys, I thought it's over. Jericho cheated, and he's going to walk away with the victory, but no. Ricky Starks, he stayed in that thing. He stayed alive, and he managed to pull out a win.
Yeah, I was really concerned about that too. Oh, especially when they pulled out Floyd. That's the name of Jericho's bat.
Oh yeah.
To me, Ricky Starks kind of gives me that old young Dolph Ziggler vibes.
See, I think he gives me young Rock vibes of like the early days of the Rock almost.
Well, the bottom line is that yes, they are definitely building Ricky Starks to be a huge single star, and I cannot wait to see where they go with Ricky Starks.
Absolutely, the absolute, absolutely. Yeah, I'm a big Ricky Starks fan. Absolutely.
You obviously can say that since you've met him like what 3 times now.
I remember he chased him down at Quake by the Lake.
Yes, there's a story behind this. When Starks was running up the crowd after his match, I don't remember who he was facing. This dude who got out of his seat and bolted, and he's a big guy, but he can run. He bolted all the way to the other side of the. Well, actually, it wasn't like it was more like around the corner of the section we were in, and he managed to catch Ricky Starks.
I caught him. I don't be deceived, folks. I can, if I need to, I'll chase you down. But no, and then that was the second encounter. But the first time was the Jericho Cruise. Me and that dude. When I say we hit it off, we hit it off. We were there in the Bahamas after the cruise got to the Bahamas. The first half of it, me, Ricky Starks, and Powerhouse Hobbs, we were sitting out on the beach in the Bahamas. We were having some drinks, and I'll tell you that guy is cool as hell.
Wait, what was the Jericho cruise, if I may ask?
That was October 2021, from Miami to Bahamas. So I was on that one, and yeah, me and my brother, he on the cruise like at 3:00 in the morning one night. Him and my brother were just in the casino on the cruise. So getting a little off topic, but my point is, great performer, great guy too.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But now let's get to the post-match beatdown. Like right after Starks managed to pin Jericho clean in the ring after taking out the other two members of the Jericho Appreciation Society. The whole crew came out. Guevara, Hager, or Anna, Mello. Oh, and shoot, I forget the last guy's name. He's the Ring of Honor, or was the Ring of Honor Pure Champion. My bad.
Wheeler, not Wheeler Yuta.
Daniel Garcia. There we go. Sorry, my bad. Daniel Garcia. All of them comes out attacking Ricky Starks with everything they've got. Just freaking outmaneuvering the guy, and it was hard to pay attention to that with Hager wearing that stupid ass hat that he has on.
Hey, no. See, he likes that hat. I like that hat too. Okay.
Shoot, you have to say that because you're from Minnesota.
Yeah, I mean,
I like that hat.
Yeah, I like that hat. That's the whole thing. And when he power bombed, then also let's not forget Action Andretti
came out. I like this one too, but you don't see me wearing it all the time.
Action Andretti came out to the aid of Ricky Starks. Unfortunately, still the numbers game caught up with them, and
not to mention Action Andretti had a burnt eye.
Yeah, and then Jake Hager power bombed Ricky Starks through the table outside the ring, and his hat fell off in the process. And as I was watching it live, I was like, "Oh no! Somebody get that hat! He likes his hat. Get the man his hat. It fell off his head, so get the man his hat." But yeah. So I mean, that was a great match. Mm-hmm. I think the post beatdown got a lot of heat for the Jericho Appreciation Society. One of the best heel groups in AEW right now. And as you were saying, sports entertainer, that's the WWE thing, but that's why it works for him. That's what gets him so much heat, is doing that gimmick. And, the Jericho Appreciation Society, the epitome of sports entertainers.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I do feel like Jericho, Sammy Guevara, J.K. Hager, and the majority of the Jericho Appreciation Society. I just feel like it's a bit of a downgrade from what the Inner Circle was for Jake Hager, because Jake Hager was supposed to be built like this monster of a man, and this bodyguard, mind you, and now he's just become a comedy act.
Well, right, but also the thing is, the Inner Circle was the thing about Jericho is he really knows how to adapt and change direction if he needs to. He's able to always kind of be ahead of the curve and realize when things might be getting stale. And it's like the Inner Circle wasn't really stale by the time they disbanded, but he's always able to kind of stay ahead of the curve and, make sure he changes things up before it does get stale. And, the Jericho Appreciation Society, I wasn't really feeling it at first, but it really grew on me. And now I think they're over in a heel sort of way, but they resonate with the crowd.
All right. Now I think it's time to get on to the next match of the evening.
Hold on. I don't mean to cut you out, but before we get to that tag team match, we do have to talk about what came before that between Adam Page and Jon Moxley.
Oh, shoot. That's right. Oopsies.
Thank you for keeping it PG.
Yes,
Anyways, I was a little concerned because I honestly thought that the two of them were going to brawl, which I personally wouldn't have minded if they started brawling again. But at the same time, it would have been bittersweet to see, because I really want to see Adam Page back in the ring thing against Jon Moxley, and thankfully we're going to get that next week.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Hey.
Yes, so Adam Page comes out and, he says as much as he'd love to say he's cleared, Not cleared yet. But next week, he said he's got to go home, take a red-eye flight home tonight, get one last brain scan, and if he's able to, pass through it, he'll be cleared for next week. So it'll definitely look forward to that match, and should be a good one.
And Moxley is one of the most violent wrestlers in all of professional wrestling. So I honestly can't say I really blame him for not feeling sympathy for how his match with Adam Page turned out the first time around when Moxley was still a champion, and then they had to cut the match short because of what happened with Adam Page. I honestly thought Adam Page wasn't really upset with Moxley. He was upset that he lost his opportunity at the world title, and then when he came back, Moxley wasn't the champion anymore.
Yeah. So there's a good story behind that match, and that's really going to play into factor when they have their match next week, I think, So,
yeah. Should be definitely a violent, hard-hitting match. All right, Michael, you go ahead. I've been cutting you off this whole time, so go right ahead.
No, it's okay. I just like to say, though, to add on to that for a second, I don't think MJF likes me, but honestly, who cares what that weasel thinks?
We'll get to the whole MJF deal in just a little bit, because there's a little story that I want you to tell, but wait till after we get it past the last two matches.
Oh, wait, is there something going on? Is there some beef between the MGG and MJF?
I'll go through that in just a little bit, Max. But for right now, I do want to get to the...
Either way, back to my message. So the next match of the evening was for the AEW World Tag Team Championships between my personal... Okay. I'm sorry.
What happened there?
We are currently moving downstairs. I think we are.
All right, hold on a second. I'll just put...
No, we're going to keep going. So here's the current between the Acclaimed and the Acclaimed and Jarrett and Lethal. And so
the AEW tag team match.
Yes, I am sorry, my family. Excuse me, everybody. I am sorry, my family interrupted. But
no worries. Back to our regularly scheduled program.
So, the great match. What really caught my eye towards the end with how they caught Jarrett, how Sanjay Dutt really he pushed he got interfered in the match pushing Ed Bowen's foot off the rope, and Aubrey Edwards ran in and caught it.
Yeah, so that was really good officiating on her part, and there was another official down there too. I couldn't remember. So we had I forgot his name, Satnam Singh, I believe, outside the ring, was causing issues, interfering. They got the whole freaking roster of referees down there. They're trying to get him out, trying to get Sanjay. Is it Sanjay Dutt? Sanjay Dutch, something like that?
Yeah, it's Sanjay Dutt.
Trying to get them out, and so Jarrett goes for the pin. Jarrett went for the pinfall, right?
Jeff Jarrett. Yep. Jeff Jarrett.
Yep. Bowens gets his foot on the rope. Dutt swoops out of the way, and they announce Jay Lethal and Jarrett as the World Tag Team Champions. Realize a mistake was made. Then they get the ring announcer on there informing the crowd. And the thing that I loved about it was, as the referees were talking, Jeff Jarrett comes over and he's like trying to stand in between the referees. He's like, no, nothing happened. And he's trying to like separate them, but they're like, no. Y'all are cheating. And now this match is not over. This match will continue. So then Bowens, did he win via via a roll-up pinfall.
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
yeah,
and that was very good. I think it was great officiating, great fight as well.
yeah. And I'm really, to be honest with you, I love the Acclaimed, Scissor made that, that's so
which we will see soon.
yeah.
Well,
Absolutely.
you guys will. I'm going to be saving to
Yeah. Back on topic, but yeah.
But on the other hand, Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett are doing a great job as a tag team, like as heels, and they're really bringing out like the TNA vibes, bringing TNA vibes to AEW, and
even though TNA they originally did stand for total nonstop action, I think after tonight we can definitely say that TNA stood for total nonstop acclaimed.
Absolutely, that's what I'm talking about. But
we can all guarantee that Jarrett's going to definitely blame this L and Dixie Carter.
The rivalry between Jarrett and Lethal against the Acclaimed, I really see it as kind of an old school versus new school type feud, and I'm really digging it. I'm really liking that.
I will say though that Jarrett and Lethal did have a lot of smart strategies in this match because Lethal went after Billy Gunn, and Billy Gunn's emotions got the better of him and almost got the Acclaimed disqualified. But instead, he got kicked out first before Satnam Singh and Sanjay Dutt did. And that took away the Acclaim's advantage. But when Satnam Singh and Sanjay Dutt were rejected, I thought that was going to be their downfall, but instead, if Aubrey Evers wasn't there, I swear we probably would have had to be dealing with the new AEW World Tag Team Champions. But thankfully, she was there.
It was a good match, good officiating, good storytelling, and I'm excited to see where this rivalry goes.
Nobody messes with Aubrey Edwards, man. He is definitely a badass referee. She does not take crap from anybody.
Absolutely. So is the next up, is it Bryan Danielson versus Tony Nese?
Yes, that is what we're going to be covering next. So the match, to me, he started out pretty soft, I guess, because Bryan was just soaking in the moment, being in his hometown and all.
Yeah.
And then the freaking Tony Nese goes and ruins it. That's a classic heel move on his part.
Yeah. I knew the pop was going to be huge for Danielson being in the Seattle area.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So then, to be honest with you, the match was okay. It was pretty. It was a pretty quick matchup. Pretty much one sided. It was all for Danielson, which was to be expected. Like I said, being that it was his hometown, and
he freaking knocked Tony Nese out.
And then what happened after the match is what I can't wait to get to.
Yeah,
Earth made his way down to the ring. The AEW World Champion made his way down to the ring, and oh my God, what a hilarious exchange there. He said, Daniel Bryan looks so much like a goat, he wouldn't be surprised if his mother fornicated with a goat. And oh my God, dude, that was freaking hilarious. And then Bryan Danielson comes back and says, everyone in the locker room has heard how easy MJF's mom is. And dude, I was freaking losing it. MJF's reaction was like, he was getting pissed. Man, me explaining it won't do justice. It was, you guys saw it.
Mm-hmm.
That shit was hilarious.
Yeah. It was definitely a funny encounter, and now I make it no personal secret that I do not like MJF. I just really don't. I respect him. He's a great heel, but I just don't like the guy. Like, I haven't disliked somebody this much since the Authority was around.
He's doing his job, but Michael, I think I remember now your story with MJF. Is this the one from after Full Gear?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hold on. Michael, tell that story. Tell that story, Michael.
We are talking about MJF right now as I am getting in the elevator. I'm sorry, this will be a very split second. This is a fast elevator. So,
Worries.
if you guys don't hear me, I apologize. Oh my God. It's one time I was outside the Lowe's Hotel saying hi to wrestlers, doing that. I see someone coming out of with FTR in the and then there I see Mr. MJF, and I was saying good job tonight, guys, and all that. And then I giggled and said, I said, I put my voice a little lower. I was like, good job, MJF.
Wait.
Well, hold on. We lost you there for a second, Michael.
Technical difficulties, folks.
Okay, are we good now?
We can hear you. You're still kind of lagging, though.
Okay, one moment.
All right. The Pile Driver podcast is brought to you by AEW. No, they're not paying us. We just like wrestling. So while we're waiting for Michael, guys, check out Bruce Pro Wrestling B on YouTube.
How we doing?
Hold on, Michael.
All right, are we good? Can we see me? Are we all?
And we can see you and hear you. You're just still kind of lagging, man.
Okay. All right. While we're waiting for my face to come back, I'm gonna say I said good job, MJF. He said, yeah, blow it out your beep.
There's a video of this that I'll post down in my link description a little bit later on in this episode.
Yeah. How we doing on my camera? Are we getting
okay? Now we can see you and hear you much better.
We got it.
Yeah, but yes.
No. So Michael did send the video to us, and I was laughing pretty hard.
I'll send it to Bruce too, so he can post it on his channel.
Oh, don't worry, I have it in my likes already. So, but anyway, that's actually happened in back in 2021 when Full Gear was up here.
Yes, sir.
Yes, all three of us, we didn't know each other at the time, but all three of us were at that event. And the night when Hangman Adam Page finally dethroned Kenny Omega to become the AEW World Champion.
Yeah, I was with Rio, Carson, Ryan that night. I was at both the nights, and bear in mind, also Rampage and Dark were there, but I was with a load of people. Good show. But
I was sitting right on the ramp side during Rampage the night before, and third row camera side the night of Full Gear. So it was an awesome weekend.
But let's get back on topic. So the promo battle between Bryan Danielson and MJF. Now, I honestly thought that Bryan Danielson was going to literally run up the stage and hopefully they kick MJF's teeth down his throat. But unfortunately, MJF, being the coward he is I'm going to make it no secret that I do not like MJF.
Yeah. Blow it out your ass.
Wanted to hide behind Taz as Shivani and Excalibur, but instead had made him a deal where every week leading up until February 8th, I believe he said.
Yes, sir.
That if Bryan Danielson can keep winning matches every week up until February 8th, then Bryan Danielson will be the number one contender for the AEW World Championship. I'm not calling it whatever MJF calls it. That's freaking stupid. I don't like what he did with the belt. I don't like the name of what he's calling it. If he wants to leave, then just leave. Like, I'm a straight up hater for MJF.
Yeah, that's no secret.
So, if Bryan Danielson, I'm just going to say when Bryan Danielson it's to February 8th, we've got our main event match for Revolution and a 1 hour Iron Man match which we can possibly be the best technical wrestler of all time in Bryan Danielson, and that Snake MJF.
Okay, well, you call him the Snake. Come on, Bruce. Level with me. The man can go in the ring. The man puts on some great matches when he does. Right now, he's not contractually obligated to do so many matches because when that ring, he said it best. He makes you feel. He makes you feel. And he doesn't have to do a bunch of bull crap to get you there like a bunch of the other guys in the back.
Yeah. What's your take? What's your take on this whole, Michael?
My take on this, well, for about throughout MJF's career, he is a talker and the biggest butthead in the entire planet. But that's MJF for you. He's got to do anything, and it gets the crowd roaring. They may boo it, but that means he has the crowd's attention. Every night, he may not, as I've always said to suggest to AEW, put MJF in the ring more, because all I see of him is he's just a talker.
Dude, and yeah, that's the thing. People hate people. I think that's the other thing. People love to hate him, and that's why he's a draw. Because if you hate, like people like Bruce, if you hate him with a passion, he's doing his job. He's doing his job to the best of his ability. He's making you.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Yeah, no, I mean the dude's keeping kayfabe alive. You genuinely will believe he's an asshole. And here's the thing: I don't know. From all I've seen, he's an asshole. But that's the thing: he's keeping kayfabe alive in this character, and that's why MJF is, quite frankly, the best in the world. He's living up to the hype, to the best of his ability. But the other thing too is we got Bryan Danielson having to win a match every week until February 8th. I don't see there being any issue with. I mean, I don't think anything else will come up. I think I'm pretty sure that's gonna be the main event for Revolution in that 60-minute Iron Man match. And I'll tell you, once that's made official, I'm going to be looking forward to that matchup, and that will definitely be something that I'll buy on pay-per-view to watch that match.
I know a lot of fans are definitely going to be looking forward to a 60-minute Iron Man match just to see if MJF can truly live up to the hype that he claims to have.
That's going to test the endurance of both of these guys. It's going to take them to the limit.
Yeah. How many days has MJF held the AEW World Championship?
Days, but he's held it since Full Gear, which was back on November 19th.
So it's been a few months.
Yeah.
A couple months, actually.
Unfortunately, the hard reality is that he's probably going to hold on to it till his contract expires, because once the clock strikes midnight on December 30th, 31st, 2023, and then we go into the new year, January 1st, 2024, where the bidding war begins between AEW and WWE on which one wants Max more.
And that's kind of a different subject for a different time, but if I had to see it, I'd see him going to WWE, and I see him entering in the 2024 Royal Rumble.
Oh, Lord, help us all.
Yeah, we'll see, though. I know Tony and I know Triple H, they're going to be fighting hard for MJF.
Oh, man, the bidding war of 2024. We got one more year. This is going to be bigger than the presidential election next year, guys. Come on.
Okay, I will agree with you on that one. That one will probably be a lot bigger than the president. All right, but moving on, I'm getting back on track. Swerve Strickland and Fox. I mean, their match. I mean, it was a pretty. It started out fast paced. They kept countering each other's top dives, and I mean, Swerve Strickland has this new attitude. He's got these two new guys. He got rid of Keith Lee. I mean, me personally, I'm a little intrigued to see where this goes with Strickland, especially since he's doing a little better for himself on AEW Dynamite than the rest of Hit Row is on SmackDown.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, with the match, it was Strickland and AR Fox, right?
Yes, AR Fox.
Yeah. So I gotta admit to you that match didn't really have my attention all there with it.
Yeah.
By the time that match came around, I was more, just kind of looking forward to the main event. It didn't really captivate me in any sort of way, so I don't feel like I could give any certain takes on that match, just because it didn't really have my attention that much.
Right. And we are going to get to the main event just in a little bit. So,
Yeah.
but before that, we do have two more things to cover. One of which is the Ass Boys, the Gun Club. Um, their promo on FTR.
Disrespect, man. Disrespectful.
They did the funeral for FTR, FTRIP.
Disrespect.
I agree. Hey, I mean, the Guns have really stepped up their game lately. I will give them that. But the way, dude, this is still live on Instagram, man.
You make the rules, and we will break them.
You're also going to get my channel demonetized if you do that.
All right.
Anyways, so, I mean, FTR had a great 2022 with becoming in the ROH Tag Team Champions and the IWPG Tag Team Champions. They were already the AAA Mega Champions.
Yeah.
But now they've really kind of gone downhill, which really sucks because, in my opinion, and next to the Usos, they are the greatest tag team in professional wrestling today. But to have them lose to the Gun Club and then to have the Gun Club bury them like that, and the Gun Club, they're getting better as a tag team. They're just not quite there yet.
See, I think FTR is going to go back to WWE, go back to being the Revival. I think they're WWE bound.
But I think honestly, I don't think they're gonna stay FTR. I don't know who owns the rights to that. I don't know if it's themselves or AEW. I don't think they're gonna name them the Revival because, in my opinion, the Revival name, I hated it. I honestly did not like the kid.
For me, I never really. I don't know. Maybe this is just because I've always been more of a even though I like AEW, maybe this is just because I've always been a little bit more of a WWE guy. I always like the name Revival. It always kind of stuck with me a little bit more than FTR.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, like when a wrestler goes to a different company and they change their name, it's kind of hard to switch over to their new name. But I mean, I did eventually start calling them FTR. But I don't know. Who knows if they can call them FTR in WWE? But
I don't know. It depends on rights and all that. You got to look at that
that'll be
perspective.
to see what happens down the road with that.
I did like how they kept the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes and his theme song.
Yeah,
I believe Cody owns the rights to that, so it wasn't necessarily AEW bound. Like Cody used it in Impact Wrestling, New Japan, and WWE. So
yeah, it's all. Does
shoot, you better not get that song stuck in my head. I had that call. Anyways, my take, Max. You guys, my take on FTR are personally, I don't care if they go back as the Revival or if they get to keep the FTR name. And they have just made tag team wrestling fun again. And the two of them are very passionate when it comes to tag team wrestling, and they're really good. And they don't get a lot of credits that they deserve. So seeing Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood do what they do best, whether that be in WWE WWE, New Japan, Ring of Honor. Shoot, they may even go to Impact Wrestling next. But whatever they do, no, I'm definitely they're gonna say they're definitely gonna have a 7-star match.
But then again, the Guns are on a roll right now, and they took FTR out. And on the other hand, I'm excited to see what their future holds in AEW this coming year.
All right, now we got one more match before we can get to talking about the TNT title match, and that would be the Jade Cargill and Red Velvet against Kira Hogan and Sky Blue.
Yeah, wasn't a.
With me, I feel like there's still a lot of potential in Jade Cargill. She's just, with the whole baddie section that she has, it's kind of weighing her down a bit.
I see that. Jade Cargill,
it's pretty boring.
She has a lot of potential to really elevate the women's division in AEW, I think, but I just don't know how well they're utilizing time at the moment. Because the whole baddie section thing, it's honestly pretty dumb to me, and I just think that if I just don't really. I just don't feel like there's fan interest in her matches like at the moment. If it's like, it just they're not really hyping it up as to at the moment to have her be putting on better matches.
And she's been TBS champion for almost an entire year now, and she's had some memorable moments, memorable matches, but I really feel like it's time for her to drop that thing sooner or later, because it's honestly become almost as relevant or irrelevant as the FTW title right now.
Yeah, my thoughts are, I think at this point it's getting very boring. I don't think she's been lately. It's been kind of some boring matches.
Yeah,
because pretty much, I think what Tony needs to get to is that, look, it was fun for a while, but then once you're starting to get longer into it, it's like, she's just not really exciting anybody. Because now everyone's just been like focusing on the other stuff, like MJF's title reign and and now all the other stuff. You know what I mean? But not really Jada.
And I'm not gonna lie, if when they're done with this whole Britt Baker and Saraya feud line that they got going on right now, if they manage to get Britt Baker to go after Jade Cargill for the TBS Championship, that would definitely spark my interest, because I've wanted to see Jade Cargill against Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, for a long time now. And since Jamie Hayter is currently the AEW Women's Champion, and there's two possible outcomes that it could go to. We could see Dr. Britt Baker turn on Jamie Hayter, which I'm pretty sure a lot of fans are going to assume is going to happen or would like to see happen. Or we could see Jade Cargill go up against Dr. Britt Baker for the TBS Championship, and Baker's group would have all the women's titles in AEW right now. And I feel like
see like a little Bailey and a Mercedes. I'm sorry, yeah, like a Bailey Mercedes thing. I mean, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah. Now,
what question is Kiera Hogan Hulk Hogan's black daughter?
We're going to ignore that. We're going to ignore that. I said last time, Hogan has a lot of controversy. We're not going to even mention them. Let's move on.
I mean, there was a lot of stuff going on in the 80s. You never know. There was a lot of...
Okay. I don't know if I post this on Instagram or not. I don't know.
Please keep it to a minimum, man. But I did catch something during one of the women's interviews that I did want to bring up before we get to the TNT title match. And Saraya was asked who she was going to pick for her tag team partner next week to take on Jamie Hayter and Dr. Britt Baker. I honestly thought she was going to pick Hikaru Shida, but she earned the Tony Storm and chose her. And I don't know if any of you guys caught this or not, but I think Hikaru Shida was a little jealous is maybe a bit envious. No, wait, that means the same thing. I'm sorry. I have a feeling that maybe we might be seeing a future or heel turn for Shida.
Yeah,
That's
what I was thinking.
But yeah, I mean that's a possibility. But I just I feel like maybe this is just me. I feel like the AEW women's division doesn't really. It's not that appealing to me, and it's just besides Saraya and Britt Baker, I just don't really care. That's just me, Maybe that's a controversial take, but
yeah,
I don't really care for the AEW women's division.
I mean, yeah, the WWE I think has really taken it seriously with the women's division and the male division. Not really AEW though.
Yeah, the AEW women's division, I think they gotta have there. I think something's got to be done on that end because I just don't really think that there's. Like I said, I could be wrong, but I don't know how much the fan interest is there with that.
Ronda Rousey AEW.
No, dude, no.
No.
I'm joking. If you saw my wink, you know I'm always kidding.
But I knew
Okay.
you're. She don't even get me started, dude. She's freaking terrible. She's terrible.
Okay. Hey, I'm gonna cut the conversation. I'm gonna
lousy.
Cutting it off.
Lousy.
I'm gonna cut you out there, Matt, so we can get to the big main event and Darby Allin, Samoa Joe, TNT title match. Wow. I mean, from the opening video package to seeing Nick Wayne in the crowd getting hugged by Darby and then getting attacked by Samoa Joe, and then right before the bell even rings, Darby is hitting Samoa Joe with everything but the kitchen sink.
So before we get too far into this, the video package was really. It really was a really cool thing to see because it was AEW's first show ever in Seattle, Darby's hometown, and it was very symbolic. Him, going. They were showing the places in Seattle and him arriving at the arena, and then his music starts, and that place just went crazy for Darby, and yeah, like you said, hugging Nick Wayne in the crowd. Just before we got too much into it, I just wanted to say that opening video package for his entrance and his entrance itself, very, very cool thing to see.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, and then Samoa Joe comes down, as you were saying, grabs Nick Wayne before the bell even rings. Freaking Darby Allin, dude, and also Darby Allin, that guy. He throws himself around like a ragdoll. I'm like, dude, be careful. You're going to get hurt. Just the way he moves his body around and stuff. And, hitting him with the skateboard. And then I think it was off the side of the stage. He freaking did the jump in the air where he landed on his back with the skateboard underneath him. And then he pulled, and then also when he kind of went behind the stage there for a minute, I thought he was going to climb the stage and get on top and then jump off. But he grabs a ladder, and as soon as I saw him grab that ladder and he jumped on him, I was like, he looked like when he came down, he looked like he twisted his ankle or something, or leg or something. I don't know. But yeah, dude needs to chill out a little bit because that dude goes way too hard. But excuse me. No, that's Darby. That guy, he's super entertaining, super just an awesome to watch in the ring,
And then right towards the beginning of the match, this is adding on to what you said about him taking a lot of scary bumps. Like, just adding on to right at the beginning, he takes a jump. He gets like a pile driver. No, it wasn't pile driver. Like Uranagi, my bad. And right into the steel steps, like spine and head, back of the head first. Like, that's what scared me. But that's the thing about Darby Allin is that he is a daredevil, a risk taker. He gives me a lot of Hardy vibes.
He does, that dude, I think he has to kind of watch it too because that stuff will catch up with you later in your career. But for now, he's going crazy, having fun, doing some high risk maneuvers. That's a lot of risk is what he's doing, but he's doing it for the entertainment of the fans, and so far he hasn't disappointed. But yeah, it was a crazy, fast-paced matchup. At one point, Joe was hanging on to the turnbuckle, freaking falls back, turnbuckle comes loose, and Samoa Joe gets him in the what's it called again?
Akira Buddha clutch.
Yeah, what? Say it again.
Akira Buddha clutch.
Yeah, gets him in there, and then just you could see he's starting to fade, but the crowd's going crazy, and I love that. I love those type of moments where you see he's fading, gets that burst of energy, and up getting the drop back with Joe, and I thought he was going to go for the pin, but he wasn't done. Did one more coffin drop, and that's the main event, and he wins the TNT title. What is this now? His third TNT title reign?
No, this is actually his second TNT title reign.
Second.
How many of you guys? How many did you guys? How many of you guys jumped when you saw all that? Like I did. I was very hyped up.
I thought it was nuts, and
great match.
Yeah, great match. I went nuts, and I agree. That was the definition of a main event.
I think what made that moment even more special than his first TNT title run is that it was in his home state and it was in front of a full crowd. Because when he won his first TNT title, well, there was barely anybody in the audience. They were stuck in Daly's place.
It was.
But he put on a lot of great matches in Daly's place as TNT champion, and now I cannot wait to see what he does in his second run as TNT champion.
It was definitely a more memorable win than the first, and then he got the confetti, the full moment. Sting then came down to the ring to congratulate him. I don't know about you guys. Something I don't know why, but I thought for some reason Sting was maybe gonna turn on him.
I thought that too.
I thought that too, dude. Honestly,
I saw.
Thinking.
I thought Sting was gonna turn on him and do the Scorpion Death Drop on him, but no, that didn't happen. I thought it was gonna lead into a rivalry between them, and maybe Sting saying something like, you've been living off my spotlight and everything. But no,
I think at this stage of Sting's career, I don't think so.
It could in the future, but when I saw him coming down the ramp, that was the first thing that came to mind. But I was wrong. But you never know. That's could be something to happen in the future.
I've seen the heel Sting before, though.
Gets his moment. Sting's there to celebrate with them. And that does it for the first AEW Dynamite of 2023.
I will say, though, I am kind of disappointed that we won't get the... Like, for me personally, I did enjoy having Samoa Joe as the King of Television gimmick. Like, it was a great gimmick. Like, he started to bring the TNT title back to life. Like, it was kind of dead in the water with the last few champions, with the whole Sammy Guevara, Scorpio Sky crap. And then Wardlow barely did a whole lot, and then Joe started defending it every week, and now it's in Darby's hands. And Darby's one of the most recognizable TNT champions, so I am excited to see what they do with him moving forward as TNT champion now.
Definitely, the last year and a half of the TNT title has just felt super underwhelming. Like you said, and then even when Wardlow won it, I had a lot of high hopes for it, and he wasn't a bad champion. It just he just didn't do a lot with it, and that was what also made it kind of underwhelming. But you are right about Samoa Joe with the King of Television gimmick. That brought some notice. It brought some attention back to the TNT title, and Darby getting his second moment in front of his hometown, his fans. Like I said before, it was a lot more memorable than that first one, and I think But that was the other thing with the pandemic and everything. It really set a lot of storylines off. Like, I think there's a lot of stuff that didn't happen, even though we've been coming out of the pandemic for a while now. It takes a while to get the ball rolling in the right direction for stuff, and I think the TNT title was just kind of lost. It didn't really know where its place was for a while, but I think it's safe to say it's finding its way back to relevancy on AEW.
The island of relevancy.
Yes, sir.
Okay, before we end this, I want to hit your guys' predictions for 2023. What are you hoping to see, or what do you think is going to happen in AEW moving forward as we start this new beginning for AEW? I'll let you go first, Michael.
I hope MJF makes the most inappropriate storyline, not storyline, but the biggest, most inappropriate segment on the planet.
Ugh. Unfortunately, I have a feeling we're going to be seeing a lot of that.
I hope it gets worse.
Is going to be the year of MJF. And trust me, it's still only getting started because next year he'll be in WWE. But as far as what I'd like to see in AEW come this year, man, I'd really like to see. I'd really like to see, and here's the other thing. It's going to kind of go against me being an MJF fan. But at some point, I'd like to see Bryan Danielson win the big one. Get that AEW world title. I think it'd be a really cool moment. And then on kind of a side note, I want a Quake by the Lake 2 this summer.
Yes, we do need another Quake by the Lake. Hey, come back to Minnesota.
Yes.
Yeah, we need. I think honestly, we're gonna get a pay-per-view. Is what I'm hearing around the block.
That would certainly make up for my experience last year. Last year, I went into Quake by the Lake with COVID, so.
Yeah, I mean, Full Gear. I don't know how likely it is we'll get another pay-per-view. Full Gear was so awesome, and to be honest with you, the Full Gear 2021, if you guys remember, it wasn't even supposed to be here. It was originally announced for St. Louis, but due to scheduling conflicts, they had to find a new venue, and Target Center was open that evening, and it worked out for the best. But with them doing Quake by the Lake, that was a very special episode.